again, Real Talk with Mo.
And I'm
Glad,
Partito.
Partito, glad you could join us. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, I love it all. Um, so, we meet up again. I got my special guest is, my brother. We gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk about a lot of things going on in the world. Right now, everything on everybody's mind is election, right? Everybody's stressed about you know if they announce the winner, who gonna win. They already said Biden won. This dude don't want to leave the White House and all that stuff. So we're gonna try to get into it, but mostly about how people are feeling about what's going on. So like the election is stressing people out. Like I was saying, they don't know what's going on because it's a lot of political stuff, a lot of legal things. I, my personally, I feel like after December they find it. Election committee meet. They gonna figure it out. Trump gonna have to move out. Biden gonna move in, and we're gonna go down that route. Um, and how you feel about it?
Yeah, yeah, I feel the same way. I believe Trump already lost, but you know, he already had said that he wasn't going to go out without a fight. So he's fighting, going through the legal process of trying to prove the fraud that he claims were going on in the different states. Georgia, he already got Georgia. We're not hearing much talk about that, but they already got Georgia to agree to recount the votes. I believe Pennsylvania will probably do the same. So they're fighting to do that in different states. So we'll see how it goes. But I think he lost. He doesn't have enough proof, enough evidence to prove the fraud. And if anything, if there was fraud, it was probably fraud on both sides. But January comes around, things probably won't change much. But if Biden is elected president and he is announced the winner, I feel like we should hold him accountable to all the things that he was promising. So
I agree. I think we having the same conversation. I was saying the same thing. Is like I feel like more people are involved in politics. More people are talking about it. Um, people get into conversations about policy now. It's a little different. I would say than probably 4 years ago. Um, Especially with the election, 2016 election, I feel like people are more involved. I hope people stay involved. That's the thing. Like I know in this country we got a short attention span, and some things will catch our eye for a month or 2 months, and then we forget about it, and we back into our world. We got other things going on. So I feel like I hope people stay involved, and next 2 years there's another election. People stay involved and be like, listen, what you do? If you do this, you ain't do this. You say you're gonna do this. We gotta get you a new one. We gotta get you out. And I hope people, keep like that. I would rather that be the positive coming from it than, us going back to what we were doing and just letting, a movie star become president or whatever. So I feel like that's a positive coming from it. I'm looking at more of the positive. But we were talking about, people are stressed out about it too. Like I got family members, my close family members are stressed out about it. They like, and the thing with the stress thing is like, I'm like, whoever wins at the end of the day, man. People always post that thing on Instagram. You ever seen the one where it show like, it show Bush, Clinton, Bush, and it show the hood, and the hood is the same. It's like at the end of the day, it's gonna be, it is what you make of it. They ain't gonna change too much, man. They ain't gonna change too much of what's going on for you. So I kind of look at it like that too, and that's why I don't let it really bug me out too much or stress me out. You know what I mean? So, it's just with regular day life, you're already stressed out, and then you have to, But this is another thing on the plate, man. We just add another thing. I think we need to, focus on what's important. You know what I mean? Like your health, trying to keep your health, family, um, things like keep things in perspective. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like I want to give everybody that peace of mind. Like just relax. In December it's gonna happen. January we'll go back to it, and then everybody go back to what they're doing, and hopefully, I know everything. We got COVID going on. We got a lot of things going on. So I know that's part of it, right? That's just like add on to it. Plus you got the election just happening. So, You know, but some things you can't control. I tell my partner, I tell my wife all the time, like you can't control certain things. And things you can't control, you gotta just leave it up to God. You know what I mean? You can't control it. It's like, what am I gonna do about it? If I stress about it, if I think about it all night, end of the day, like, what can I really do, right? What can I really do to change it right now? Like, you voted, they got your vote. They gonna handle it. They gonna count it, or they ain't gonna count it, or whatever. But you can't really do anything at the end of the day. Is what I'm saying. For as far as that goes, it's out of your reach to a point. You know what I mean? Um, so that's just I want to make sure everybody understands that, or tries to keep that. I think a lot of people are getting. I don't want people to get too crazy about it. You know, it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I've been telling people the same thing, that no matter who wins, that I believe that my life will be the same. A point that you brought up, where since I've been a kid, whether it's been a Democratic president or a Republican president that's been in office, like everything always felt the same to me. Like I never really felt a difference.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So I still kind of feel that way, but like you said, it's just that a lot of us weren't really involved back then. There was a lot of things that we didn't understand, and nowadays we're a little bit more in tune with what's going on and getting more involved, and I hope we stay involved also. So with Biden, like I said, we have to hold him accountable, remind him all the things that that he said, that he promised, all the things he spoke about, so that he doesn't believe that he's just gonna get in office and just do whatever he wants. Like, nah, you said you was gonna do this, you said you was gonna do that, and I think we should hold him accountable and give him a chance to undo his wrongs. A lot of people have been talking about that 1994 crime bill, where a lot of minorities, especially
Locked up.
yeah, especially black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call them, people of color, because I don't like all the titles and the names either, but a lot of the people of color that's been incarcerated since then, and a lot of them are still currently incarcerated from then, from that
changes
time.
that were made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like Trump started to pardon some people, so let's see if Biden can pardon some people also, especially people that end up being locked up behind that crime bill. So if he starts pardoning some people and start getting them out, I'm hearing both sides, and I understand. Some people are saying those people did commit crimes and stuff like that. We need to stop feeling sorry for people that did commit the crime and all that. I understand and I agree.
But some people got some Buck Roger years for something that they could have.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with it too.
That wasn't like gonna hurt anybody, wasn't gonna kill anybody. Like you wasn't. Sometimes it's not even enough. I was hearing stories where it's not even enough evidence to say something. You just gotta commit to something, because if not, they're gonna put you to trial and you're gonna end up going even further. So it's like some of that stuff you gotta be looking into, but it's all gonna be taken, I think, case by case, and that's why it's a little tricky, because some people is like, man, you like, if you done did like 6 murders, like, come on, like,
and
you
that's
gotta
a
face
different
something.
thing.
But if you like conspiracy to something, and they don't really even have you doing anything, and they just saying that this guy said you did it, it's kind of like, come on, at the end of the day, it's got to be like, especially when they give you 50, 60, 100 years, 2 life sentences, like, come on, bro. That's not gonna
Exactly.
work.
So those are the wrongs that I feel like you should undo. We should look into those cases and try to get some of those brothers and sisters home, back to their families, try to get them back into society, you know what I'm saying, and to give them the support they need, and whatever it is they need to get back to
just living life.
To living life, regular life, and you know what I'm saying, get them caught up on technology, certain education things they're gonna need. Because after being in prison so long, so many things
That's a
done
different
change.
life. That's a
So you're
different
gonna
lifestyle.
come out looking at cell phones, looking at everything
my-
is gonna be.
My
like,
cousin got out, he didn't know what a microwave was.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really know what a microwave was. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
damn.
I've seen people come home and
I'm
be like
damn.
that too, like be amazed about
Yeah,
the different
so
things that was going
But
on.
yeah, so I agree. I agree. I think, you know, like I said, everything can be improved upon. Like, I don't have no problem with people improving on things that's in place, like the system, right? You know, going to jail and then people coming out having enough what do you call it? Having enough
What
resources, opportunities to be able to get out and give them a way to get back into life,
Mhm.
right? Because that is a different life. Like, you sitting in that cell every day and you meet up, you're around a bunch of other. You might be around some killers, you might be around some, you know, this and that. So you gotta live a different way, and then you get out into the real world, and not everybody around you is looking like they might harm you, and they just regular people. So it's like, I get it, and I think getting out, you know what I mean, there should be more done with that, especially. So I have no issue with that. Yeah, so I agree too. They let a lot of people, you know, was out.
So yeah,
So
it's both of them that need to be held accountable. Because I'm
Yeah.
hearing a lot about Kamala also in California.
being a prosecutor,
Yeah, so a lot of young men, you know, mostly
Yeah.
of color, that are given harsh sentences.
that she pressed.
Yeah, but it was
But
something
that's
about a
that's a
three-strike
job.
rule or something like that.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but it was something with Kamala that she was enforcing in California, which a lot of people were incarcerated for marijuana. And, you know, so we need to give both of them a chance to undo their wrongs.
Well, they gotta
Make
do
sure
it.
we
do what
hold
they
them
promised.
accountable.
What they
yeah,
promised.
yeah.
All the stuff
So
they
it's
promised.
not like people been saying they want something for their vote. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I agree.
they owe us a lot because I voted for them. I didn't feel like with Trump, like we would be able to hold him accountable for anything. I felt like more with Trump, like he did kind of
He
like
wanted
what he
what he
wanted to do. So it's like nobody could really
You
hold
can't
him
hold them in.
accountable.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with anything, it was
Yeah,
like,
you can't even have
and I
them
felt like
with it.
people kept talking about the economy, but even with the whole pandemic thing and everything, like the only people that really got richer was the people that was already rich.
Well,
Somehow
that's how it
they
always
got a
comes.
whole lot wealthier, while the small businesses went out of business, and the regular people lost their jobs and all that. So it was just a whole lot of. I just didn't believe all the talk, and I just felt like it was mostly for like the wealthier people, like, you know what I'm saying, they were the ones that were really benefited. And I didn't really like the whole jobs thing, like more jobs for who to work, you know what I'm saying. I would have felt more comfortable for them to talk more about businesses. Yeah, I've been working for a long time, forget about a job, you know what I'm saying, a job just over broke. You give me an opportunity to start my own business, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk more about how we can become the boss, how I can become the employer
Well,
to hire people, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the only thing I'm gonna say about that is the only thing like when you say that, I'm all for that, and that's would be kind of like what we're gonna talk about with a capitalist society or a socialist, because the thing is the only thing I'll say with Biden and Kamala and the people that's, you know, pushing behind them, right? They had like a meeting with Bernie Sanders and AOC, and they all pushing that they're gonna change Biden's thoughts about shit and have him push more to the left about shit. The only thing is, you start to lose some of that freedom, like for you to go do your own business. What they want you to do is to be able to go work and get paid, but you still gotta work for somebody. Like, you know what I mean? I just seen like Biden had there was a Business Insider had an article about it, and he was saying that he wants to expand railways, right? He says when 2016 he had gave Amtrak Department of Transportation gave Amtrak $2.4 billion, right? And that was to expand railways and make us be able to interchange between states and stuff, which is cool. The only thing is, that's the government involving with with private, right? The government is giving money to private companies for them to do that. The private company need to make their own money to be able to do that. That's my only thing about. I don't want government to get involved too much into stuff, because the problem is they gonna have biases on it too. Like, why are you giving Amtrak $2.4 million? There has to be something going on between you. Why you didn't give it to another railroad company? Why you had to give it to them specifically? You must have somebody that you know that's good with you, and then you like, all right, Department of Transportation for the United States is gonna give you $2.4 billion, right? This is an article I just seen today. So it's like, when I see stuff like that, I don't want them to be intertwined, right? Like when you're talking about with private business, you want to be able to go out there, set up shop, do this, right? But if you get the government involved, a lot of that's going to be squash. Just like right now, we got in Florida.
Yeah, the government doesn't really have to be involved.
In Florida, we got a
$15
$15 minimum wage.
Mhm.
So now you know that when you go to start your business, that's the least amount you can pay somebody. So you already got to either charge more money to be able to take up for that $15. You know what I'm saying? So that's the government being involved in something that was a private thing, right? So now you automatically know, if you go to open an ice cream shop, you already know the person flipping, the person scooping the ice cream, you got to pay him $15 automatically. Right? It used to be you could be 8, then you could make the ice cream cone 10, make $2 or whatever it was. Now you got to do 15. So now if it's $15 an hour, that she better sell 6 ice cream cones in that hour to make up for the money, so you can still make money off the business that you started. So it's just I want to keep that. They got to keep that. I feel like with the people like with Kamala, where they talking, but not even them, not even Biden. Biden ain't talking like that. It's people that's around him that's talking like that. They want to push more of that. Because we were having the conversation, we were going to have that conversation about capitalism and socialism, and I had all the definitions and everything. But I think that's the real. That's kind of the difference for me. That kind of like pushes me in between them, and like, all right, listen, like I don't want to go too far this way either. I want to kind of stay in the middle. I don't want to go too far this way or that way. I just want to stay in the middle. I don't want to push the government and telling me what I need to do and what I can't do and what I should do and what. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because my way of thinking, I don't care too much about left and right either.
yeah,
Red and blue.
yeah, I don't
really
care. I just
about
want
all of
what's
that.
best for people.
So it's and that's why I also hate the idea. I've expressed this to you. I hate the idea of people being loyal to a certain party, like Democrat, yeah, I'm a Democrat, yeah, I'm a Republican. Like,
Well,
it's
some,
like,
but you know that's just
yeah, it's just
you just don't even think about it. Like when I was growing up, my mom said Democrats are
Mhm.
for the working people, Republicans are for the rich. And once I heard that, and then I didn't vote till 2008. After I got my voting rights, and it was like that's just what I did. It wasn't no question. It wasn't even I ain't questioning. I'm like, my mom said it. My mom ain't gonna lie to me, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I'm going. I gotta go with that team because that's who I am. You know what I mean? So
I mean, when you look at the policies, that kind of be what it looks like, really. But I just really hate that. Let me say that.
yeah, even the policies though, you gotta think about those too, man. Because like Biden, rich. These people rich.
They are.
They're not poor. They're
And
not
that's-
working class.
and-
They've been
yeah.
they've been in Congress for
That's
40
what
years.
I really don't get either.
So it's
you know.
like I don't know how you know what I need. You don't know what I need. There's no way. There's no way you can
Right.
know what I need
Mhm.
personally. Working a job, working, barely making by. So I don't think you understand.
Yeah, and I hate the things that they offer.
So
I like the fact that they offer the help versus the Republicans. That's like, you are on your own. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but when it comes to help, the only thing I gotta say is you gotta there's a consequence to getting help. Like you can't just give help and then
Mhm.
not have consequences for it. It's like, I'm gonna do this for you, but I need
Yeah, I
this.
feel like you should be accountable.
Yeah, but
And you should
some
help
yellows are there.
hold the person accountable that you're giving the help to.
Yeah.
Instead of just giving it to them and you don't know what they really did, and years down the line they still needing that same help. Like,
Well, that's a lot of the systems. I think that's the only thing
yeah,
about.
so I've
government.
addressed that too,
Yeah.
but not on camera. But I believe there should be the assistance should be given for like a certain amount of time.
I agree.
So if you know you have a certain time and you're about to max out your time, then
You gotta
that'll give
get
you
on it.
some, yeah, that'll give you some motivation to be like, all right, boom, I know I only got these food stamps for like 2 years, for like
So I
3
need to
years.
make it happen
You know
between
what I'm
them.
saying?
Yeah.
I know I'm only getting the Section 8 for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So instead of me getting lazy and complacent, I'm a grind, like I'm a really grind because I really need to get a regular apartment on my own or a home or whatever instead of just, and that's why I don't do Democrat or Republican. And that's why I don't agree with a lot of the Democratic.
Take pieces from each
Policies.
one.
Yeah, because I feel like they leave people too complacent, too like
The one that's
too
more.
dependent,
Yeah.
and it's like that's not good for anyone.
No.
Like that's not good for you. You're not doing me a favor.
It's just like when
So,
even when having a kid, everybody always telling me like you can't spoil your kid, can't give him everything he wants, can't give him everything that he asks for, right? There was reasons for that. They was telling me that because eventually he's gonna become an adult and think
Mhm.
everything is free, and think everything
Right.
he can just go out and get and grab and blah blah blah, blah.
True.
And everything's just, it's not,
Mhm.
right? So people are telling me that as a kid to tell my kid, but then as an adult you like you don't have those same like you can't have everything. Like all right, you can have it, but for a little bit. But now you gotta do your chores, right? Like my son gotta do his chores to get his money,
Mhm.
type of thing. And if he don't get it. So, but we lose that. We lose that a little bit, and we just like But the problem is, this is what I said about. I talked to I talked to Trisha about it, but you know, once you start something in the government, it's kind of hard to take it away or change it. That's just hard. It's just hard because you put so many people on it, and it's like, how are you gonna pull them off of it? Like, how are you gonna stop them from it? Like you saying about the time limit. There's people that's living off of these certain things. That's like you can't just like, all right, next year you off. It's hard. You could do it. That would be the ideal way. It's just like an addict. If you had an addict, you gonna cut him off and tell you can't smoke no more drugs, right? You can't do this, right? And hopefully he gonna relapse. He gonna go through his time, and hopefully he come out of it on the bright side. But it's not.
Nah, it should be a process.
Yeah,
Just like you just brought up
Yeah.
addicts.
Yeah.
They don't just
Cut him off cold turkey.
cold
They
turkey
give him
just
some
stop
drugs
smoking
or something
crack.
to keep him.
Nah, man.
They
Sometimes
give
they
them
got
some-
rehab and
Yeah,
stuff.
but they give him
You
like
gotta go through
something.
rehab.
Yeah.
It's like a little 6-month process.
Yeah,
You
halfway
go
out.
through a little process. So I'm gonna tell you,
It's gonna get cut off.
yeah. I'm bringing my ideas to the table. I'm bringing my policies to the table.
And
Yeah, this is
we
how
gonna
we
put this in
do it. Yeah, this is how we. I ain't gonna cut it off right away, right now.
I'm gonna give you some
You know what
time
I'm
to
saying?
figure it out.
Yeah, but I'm letting you know that this is what it's gonna be.
Yeah, because
You know what I'm saying? And you'll probably thank me later.
But that was the idea for it. See, this is why I say people eat. This is why I don't have a. This is why I say we stand on the middle thing. Is because I believe these people have good intentions when they bring it to the board. Right, when they
Because
were
it
saying-
was called a project.
When they say welfare or they say
Mhm.
I'm gonna do public housing, they had good intentions. Like, you know what? I just don't want people to live on the streets. So now you can live here, pay low rent. Some don't pay anything, and you can stay here.
Mhm.
Right? And then, but I want you to eventually go out, make enough money to move out and go buy somewhere and something.
Mhm.
And that was the thing. But I think, over time, it's just there was not enough putting responsibility on other people. It was more of like, we're gonna give this, and we're not gonna make you responsible for anything after that. And I think we lost that in a lot of things that we give now. We give things to people all the time.
Yeah.
Even we give money to countries. We give money to all sorts of other countries, right? There's no responsibility for them to do a certain thing. We just give them $1 billion. We're like, $1 billion, this is aid for you. This is the foreign aid. Like, I was looking at a map the other day, but the foreign aid we give out, $3 billion to Israel, $2 billion to Afghanistan, $1 billion to, I think it was 300 million to Nigeria. We give money everywhere, but there's no accountability on. And plus, we're giving the money to just the government. So if the government is already messed up, it's the same thing. What I'm saying is there's no accountability. So if I give $1 billion to Algeria, and they take the billion, and the guy who runs it just says, I'm gonna take 500 million. We gonna say whatever. They can do whatever they want to do at the end of the day with that. And if it's not getting done, there's no accountability. Like, did this happen? Did this happen? Did this happen? And I think that gets a little. You're not getting anything done like that. It's like it'd be like paying somebody to do something that's not. It's not producing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, you gotta
So
Some accountability.
accountability is definitely important.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
we're not just going to give money. We're not just going to give aid. We're not just going to, hand out stuff without holding people
Yeah, we need to see
accountable
results.
for
We need
it.
to see results.
Yeah, we need to see results. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot there was a country that does this. Like they give people like free stuff. I think we spoke about this, right? The country that give the like you get free housing like after college and stuff like that. Was it with you that I had that conversation?
Possibly.
It was a country like somewhere in Europe. They give them free schooling, free housing, even after college. But then after a while, like they're on their own. But that country has the most successful marriage because those people are not just getting married because they need help or something like that. You don't have a guy just trying to mess with a girl. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's trying to get somebody to stay or
But
vice
probably
versa.
more.
A girl.
I don't think we had this conversation, but it's probably more
okay.
of culture than in
Yeah,
that country.
it's a country.
Smaller country, like
Oh,
Denmark.
I had that conversation with one of my aunts. Yeah, it was
It's like Denmark or maybe one of those.
or
Norway,
Norway
Finland.
or something like that, somewhere out there.
Yeah.
So they have a high success rate of marriage because those people they get together because they actually love each other. Like it ain't because the woman needed the guy, you know what I'm saying? Or the
Yeah.
guy needed the. In that country, they go to school for free. They get free benefits, free everything, free healthcare, da da da. And after college, they give it to them for like a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? You still
Housing
get
and
housing
stuff.
and all of that for a few years now.
And then they
It
cut
ain't
you off.
forever. And then they cut it off. But those people have been so successful because they use the help to their benefit. And then they're just so prosperous. Like they get good jobs, good careers. They open up businesses and they're doing well. I need to look it up again.
So they still
You know
have
what I'm saying?
like a capitalist type of thing though. If they go open businesses.
Yeah. So they're free to do whatever they want. Not whatever they want, but they've made money. They've gotten a college education, you know what I'm saying, a good education, you know what I'm saying. Now they have money to buy a house. They have money to start a business if they were interested in something, you know what I'm saying. So I need to look that up. Like
Yeah.
what country. So there's certain things that other countries are doing that works well that we would need to implement over here. Like Trump be talking about he wants us to be more like Norway and stuff like that. But Norway got things that they implement that really works for them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if we could do that here, like we could have some of the same. But
Yeah, listen, I'm always good for changing stuff or fixing things and making them better than they are. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that nothing's ever gonna be perfect, right? We all
Nothing.
the people that's making the laws are flawed, and then the people that enforce them are flawed, and they're gonna be flawed. They're not gonna be perfect. If they was perfect, then we'd be in a utopia. Everybody be good, nobody be complaining. We wouldn't even have to do an election. We just be like, everybody just be happy. But you know what I mean? So I agree, changing things, making them better. That thing is, like I said, you gotta come with a thought of when you change it. For most time, it ain't gonna be good for everybody. There's nothing. Somebody was saying the other day. I don't know if you was here with that when I was talking to my friend Louis, and I was talking to him, and he was saying, but electric cars wouldn't be bad for everybody, right? And I was like, okay,
yeah, we spoke about that.
yeah. So I'm like, yeah, it could be, but the guy that changes oil is not gonna be able to live anymore, right? He's gonna have to. Jiffy Lube is gone. Where Jiffy Lube gonna go? They ain't changing oil no more. If everybody get electric cars the next year. So Jiffy Lube, everybody they imported, everybody hired somebody that bought that franchise. That's done deal. It's over, right? So what I'm saying is, whatever you think is good, in the whole, it's always gonna be somebody that's not gonna benefit off it. It's just the way it is. You ain't gonna. It's just in the United States alone, 330 million people. There's nothing law you could pass today that everybody's gonna benefit.
Yeah, and it doesn't really have to be for everyone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But then again, you're talking about who is it for then? Who's it for? That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to pick and choose who you want to benefit from this. Like, that's with any law. That's what I'm saying. With anything that goes on. That's why. But that's with the laws that are in place now. With the things that are in place now, the legislation, the different things. It's not gonna help everybody. But if we go out to fix it because we want to help we pick a group and we want to help the group, but there's other people that's not gonna benefit from it. They probably gonna be hurt from it. It just is what it is. Like I know you gotta take that in consideration when you're making the laws. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yeah,
take
yeah,
that in
for sure.
consideration. You're not gonna don't think that you telling me your law. That law might not help me, or that legislation might not help me. So why am I just supposed to like it because you telling me it's gonna help a certain amount of people? It ain't helping me. At the end of the day, I gotta feed my family. They gotta eat. We all gotta go out. You know what I mean? Like I gotta enjoy my life too. So at the end of the day, it's one of those things. It's a tricky thing. You know what I mean? It's a tricky thing to be able to have everybody happy. Just like when I say you can't make everybody happy.
You can't make everybody happy.
At the end of the day, I kind of live off of that. I know that.
You can try to, but
You can try.
it's not gonna happen.
Everybody
But
gonna have
we
different.
can try to make as much people happy as possible. Like always, just try to meet some middle ground. You know what I'm saying? So
And then we gotta, it's just a tricky thing, man. So, yeah.
yeah,
So,
pass out laws without bias, and just truly giving everyone an opportunity to really be able to be successful and live a good life. Yeah, it is what it is.
I agree. So, we gonna leave it off of that. We spoke a long time. It's gonna be a long video. I'm about to cut this into probably two videos. But like, subscribe, share. Real Talk with Mo. Check me out. We're putting up content, like I said, every week, probably 2 videos a week. CB Lifestyle and Apparel. Check us out.
Yes, sir.
87
Kingish,
Treasures.
87 Treasures,
And-
Black Excellence,
and that's-
Kingish,
Is that
Spliffuno on IG,
okay? Check them out.
Spliff Got Music on IG,
All right.
Singlish, all of that.
Check us out. And we'll be back on another one. We'll touch base again.
Yes.